Conservative force means it is a force which depends only on the initial as well as the final position of an entire system. How much ever external force you apply on a block and you pull, the spring also is being stretched. That is, there is a work done on a spring. The potential energy is maximum here. At that moment, the kinetic energy will be zero because there is no work done. Hello everyone, I'm Brinda, Faculty of Physics, welcoming you all to the session 3 of chapter 6, that is Work, Energy and Power. In today's class, let us see regarding the conservation of mechanical energy as well as potential energy of the spring. So, what is meant by conservation? You can say it is a conservative force only when the work done depends upon the final as well as the initial positions. So, conservative force means it is a force which depends only on the initial as well as the final position of an entire system. So, that is all about conservative force. So, here energy is the capacity to do work. It's a capacity to do work. And what is this mechanical energy? As you all know, the mechanical energy, it has got kinetic energy as well as potential energy. So here mechanical energy, we have got kinetic energy as well as potential energy in mechanical energy. So now we are studying conservation of this mechanical energy. Conservation of kinetic energy as well as potential energy together, which gives you total mechanical energy. So we have to see the total mechanical energy of the system is said to be conserved. That is our main point of view here. So consider a ball which is of mass m. So this ball is of mass m, is dropped from the cliff. So this is a cliff, so it is dropped from the cliff of height. The total height is said to be h. So this is the total height of the cliff. So a ball of mass m is dropped from a cliff of height h as shown in the figure over here. Okay, so at that moment, the velocity, that is the initial velocity v0, or else it is said to be u. Okay, it is said to be 0, and at the bottom, just before it hits the ground, the velocity is said to be maximum. So, the velocity, that is the initial velocity, is said to be 0, and the final velocity will be the maximum velocity, which is given as v. So, now, potential energy at this particular height is, potential energy is given as m, that is mass of an object. G is acceleration due to gravity acting on that object. This is G, and H is the height from where the ball is placed above the ground. That is height, capital letter H. So now you have got your kinetic energy as the potential energy is maximum here. At that moment, the kinetic energy will be 0 because there is no work done. So, the total mechanical energy is given as, this is total mechanical energy, which is equal to sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So, what is this kinetic energy which is over here? It is 0 plus what is this potential energy value? M into G into H. So, the total mechanical energy is equal to M into G into H. So, this will be your equation 1, which represents the mechanical energy at the position height. Okay, this equation 1 represents the mechanical energy at height h of an object. Now, consider your object has displaced from the height h to this intermediate position here. So, at this moment, you have got your there is certain decrease in potential energy and also there is presence of kinetic energy. I told you kinetic energy will come along when the work is done. So here kinetic energy is also there, potential energy is also there at this position, but at this position kinetic energy is 0. When it comes down until its final position, when it keeps coming down, the kinetic energy increases, wherein its potential, that is the stored energy, is getting transferred as kinetic energy. Okay, so at this position there is a presence of kinetic energy as well as potential energy. So now if you consider the potential energy at this position, it will be mg and the height is said to be h. So h is the height and the kinetic energy is given as half mv square. So this is the value of kinetic energy. Formula for kinetic energy is half mv square. And now let us consider an equation of motion. So here in this term, we are considering only the position of an object and its velocity. So something which relates the position and velocity of an object is nothing but the position velocity graph. And that has got certain expression. That position velocity expression is nothing but v square minus u square is equal to 2as, which can also be written as v square is equal to u square plus 2as. So here u is the initial velocity, that is v naught. U is equal to 0. So u can be 0. So you have got v is equal to square. You are taking square root of 2 into acceleration is acceleration due to gravity which is acting on an object, so it is g, and s is nothing but the displacement which is been taking place. So you need the displacement of this part. When you subtract the whole thing, that is the height h by h, that is height capital letter H by a small letter h, you get your displacement. So this part is nothing but h minus h. So this is the value which you're supposed to write there because you're finding out this height now. So it is h minus h. So now substitute for equation of velocity in equation of kinetic energy. You will have half m v is nothing but 2g into h minus h into the whole square. So your square as well as square root cancels. So you have got half m 2g h minus h. So this is the value for the kinetic energy. Value for kinetic energy wherein your 2 as well as 2 also get cancelled. So what is the remaining thing? It is mass, acceleration due to gravity and the total height and height at the certain level. Now substitute for the total mechanical energy at this point of the object. So now it is total mechanical energy. I'll just write it in short form, which is given as sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So you have got your kinetic energy as mg into h minus mg into small h. It will become mg capital letter H and it is plus into minus, it is minus mg h. And again, this is all about your kinetic energy. Now it is for your potential energy, which is given as mgh. Your positive mgh and negative mgh both get cancelled and what remains is mg, the complete total height. So total mechanical energy is nothing but mgh. So this is equation 2. So now the object from this position, it is completely dropped. So we check the equation of an object at certain height and at the intermediate level. Now you're checking the position of the object. It is at the base, that is height is 0. It is completely touched to the ground. At that moment, what will be your total mechanical energy? In order to have total mechanical energy, you need your potential energy and your kinetic energy. So at this moment, your potential energy is said to be, that is third option. Here you have got your potential energy is said to be 0, because the potential energy is a stored energy which is stored at heights. So when it is down at the ground level, the potential energy is completely transferred to kinetic energy. So it will be completely 0, and kinetic energy is given as half mv square. So once again, having the equation of motion, that is position velocity expression as v square is equal to u square plus 2as, wherein your initial velocity is always said to be 0, and you have got v is equal to root of 2 into acceleration is due to gravity, that is why you're mentioning a as g, and s is the height. Here you're considering the complete height, that is the total height, only h. Okay, so now substitute for v here. You have got half m root of 2gh the whole square. It is v square. Your square and square root gets cancelled, and 2 whole 2 gets cancelled. So left out with mgh. So your kinetic energy is nothing but mgh. Substitute for total mechanical energy, that is sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. Kinetic energy is mgh plus potential energy is said to be 0. So it is total mechanical energy is said to be mgh. So this is said to be equation 3. So here you have got your equation 1, that is total mechanical energy is mgh. The similar way it goes out with equation 2 as well as equation 3. By looking at all these 3 equations, that is at this point the total mechanical energy is mgh. Again this point it's the same, that is intermediate point. Again at the lower level also it's the same. So it is said to be the system is conserved. Okay, so it is nothing but conservation of mechanical energy. So this is all about the conservation of mechanical energy. I have opted for a ball which is of mass m, which is made to fall from a cliff to the base, and I have got the expression where I am proving the conservation of energy. So now let us go to the potential energy of a spring. So potential energy, the potential energy means it is a stored energy, stored form of an energy. So now we are checking the same potential energy in terms of spring, when exactly the spring has a potential energy and when it is transferred to a kinetic energy, where when the potential energy is maximum and when it is minimum. All these things we'll study under this expression. So here we are considering a spring which is attached to a certain block of mass m. Okay, the same spring is being stretched. So this will be the equilibrium position of an object. So it is at rest. Now the same spring is stretched. When it is stretched, there is certain external work which is done to make the spring to get stretched. Okay, so suppose I just pull this bob, I stretch the spring and I just leave it. Again it comes to its equilibrium position. So after a certain work done, again coming back to its equilibrium position is nothing but restoring. It is restoring itself. The energy is getting restored. So that such kind of a force is called as restoring force. So again it will come back to its, after that restoring force is applied, it comes back to its equilibrium position. So now according to the spring force, we have got spring force is directly proportional to the displacement. Any force which you are applying on a spring is equal to displacement. How much ever force you give on the spring by pulling this block, that much of displacement is being taking place. So spring force is directly proportional to the displacement, and The spring force, when you remove the proportionality constant, you have got it as minus K into X. So minus is due to the force is getting restored. So it is a restoring. Okay, restoring force. It is due to restoring force. It is coming back. So it is given as minus, that is negative sign indicates the force is getting restored back to its equilibrium position. Now K is said to be, since it is a force which is applied on a spring, K is said to be a constant, that is spring constant. So what is that K? It is spring constant. And your X is said to be the displacement which is being undertaken. So now a small displacement is made when a certain force is applied on a spring. So there is a small displacement which is made. So that displacement can be given as dWs, that is the work done on the spring is equal to F of S, and the displacement is nothing but dx. Dx is a small displacement which is done. Now substitute for F of S, that is minus K into X into dx, that is the work done on a spring. And now the work is done on a spring such that a block moves from initial position to the final position. There is a movement of the block, that is movement of the spring from initial position to the final position. So now let us see what is the work done when it is moved from initial to final position. So when the spring is stretched from initial to the final position. So initial is said to be X subscript I and the final position is termed as X subscript F. So initial position and final position. So the total work done when it is stretched from initial to final position is given by integrals. So it will be dWs is equal to integral of xi to xf, from initial to final position. The work is done. So substitute the work done, that is minus kx into dx, minus k into x into dx. So you have got it as ws is equal to minus k because it's a constant. So integral of xi and xf, you have got your x into dx, which can be written as minus k x square by 2, and you have your xi as well as your xf for initial and final positions. On simplifying, you get minus k xf square divided by 2, and it is plus k xi square divided by 2. So now on rearranging, you have initial position. I am rearranging that such that I get positive sign here, and minus k xf square divided by 2. So this will be the total work done when the spring is stretched from initial to final position. When the spring is stretched from initial to final and then it rebounds back to the initial stage, that is a cyclic process. Let us see, that is xi is the initial position, it is going up till xf, that is the final position, and again getting back. So here our concentration is only at the start as well as the end. So we are concentrating such that the spring has moved from the initial position and got back to its initial position. This I had discussed in displacement. So displacement from initial back to its same point, that is a circular cyclic process, the displacement is said to be 0. Similar condition is getting applied over here. That is, again let us consider the total work done by the spring. So it will be initial position back to initial position minus kx into dx. So you have got minus k is taken out because it's a constant term, and you have got your x square by 2 and xi. So which is equal to minus k xi square by 2, minus into minus it becomes plus k xi square divided by 2. Same terms but signs are different, so it is 0. It is like the total work done. When we consider the cyclic process, the work done is said to be 0 in this case. The cyclic process is nothing but starting from initial and getting back to initial itself is said to be a cyclic process, out of which the work done is said to be 0 here. So now we have 3 topics, that is, we have considered this part and the next part. So out of which we got to know that the spring force depends upon the position. So you can tell that the spring force depends upon the position, and B, the work done by the spring depends upon the initial position and final position. The work done by the spring depends upon initial and final position. And lastly, that is the cyclic process. The work done by the spring during the cyclic process is said to be 0. Work done by the spring during cyclic process is 0. So by looking at these 3 points, we can say that the system is conserved. So according to conservation of system, you know that it depends upon the initial and final position. The work done by the system depends upon initial as well as final position. That is why you can say that the system is conserved. So here we got to know the system is conserved. Now let us consider the potential energy of the spring. So potential energy of the spring. So potential energy of a spring, as you all know, as the work is done, what makes you pull the bob? An external force. So when an external force is applied, the work is done. So you can just tell the external force is equal to the work done. How much ever external force you apply on a block and you pull, the spring also is being stretched. That is, there is a work done on a spring. So the external force is equal to the work done. So now the potential energy at the beginning as well as at the end, that is initial and final condition, there is certain change in potential energy. So as the work is done, there is increase in potential energy. That is, we are just before triggering, we are just pulling the block so that the block gains certain potential energy in order to rebound back. So the potential energy is increased. So you can say that the change in potential energy is equal to the work done. Change in potential energy is equal to the work done. Now let us consider at initial condition, that is position is said to be 0. At that moment, the potential will also be 0. And again, at the final condition, which is equal to x, so the potential energy at this moment is said to be x. Now applying to this equation, let me mention this as equation star. It is nothing but delta u, that is u of xf, that is final position, the potential energy at final position to the potential energy at initial position is equal to Ws. This Ws is the work done, and the work done is given by, from the initial position to final position, it is considered as half into kxi square minus half into kxf square. Again, the same thing I'll write. It is half into kxi square plus half into kxf square. So the initial condition you have got it 0. So again this also can be 0 because xi is said to be 0. So now you have got your potential energy as half kx square f, which also can be given as ux is equal to half kx square. So this is your potential energy of the spring. Now let us talk about conservation of energy. So it is point C. You're talking about conservation of energy. So here, suppose you're considering a line wherein you're representing this as a equilibrium position. Let me consider equilibrium position. So x is equal to 0. This is the position of a block. It has been pulled to the side, that is, it has been stretched to one extreme end, and the inertia of the body, once the block is pulled and it is left, what happens? It comes to its equilibrium position and it gets back due to motion of inertia. That is, the body is being overshooted towards behind. So these two will be the extreme position. So it is xm and xm. So I'm considering this as 0. So in a number line, what do we consider? Anything towards our right hand side from a 0 is considered to be positive, and any numbers towards our left hand side from the 0 is considered to be negative. So it will be plus xm and minus xm. These are considered to be my extreme points out of which this is in equilibrium position. So now we have two positions out of which these two are extreme position, and here we have our intermediate position between extreme and equilibrium position. So we have extreme position, intermediate position, as well as the position in equilibrium. So here, now let us consider only the extreme condition. So at extreme position, consider the potential energy. Same thing how you have done for conservation of mechanical energy, you are supposed to do here. That is, considering only the extreme positions. At extreme positions, what is your potential energy? Is, as you had seen here, it is half kx square. So I'll write it as half kx square. Since it is in extreme conditions and I have given subscript m, I'll give this also as subscript m. So this is the potential energy, and its kinetic energy is said to be 0 at the extreme conditions. Now, total energy is equal to sum of kinetic energy and potential energy will give you half kx square m. So this will be the total energy in case of extreme condition. Now let us consider when an object is at intermediate position. So at intermediate position, the kinetic energy as well as potential energy both are partly present. That is the same thing whatever we studied in conservation of mechanical energy. At intermediate stage, there is presence of kinetic energy as well as potential energy. So at intermediate stage, there is no decrease in one and increase in the other. The potential energy as well as kinetic energy both will be partly present. Now let us consider at intermediate condition. It is like at intermediate condition, that is intermediate position, we have your potential energy as the previous one, that is half kx square, half kx square, and kinetic energy is given as half mv square. The total energy is nothing but the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So your kinetic energy is said to be half mv square plus half kx square, and total energy is half kx square m. So this is by this equation, that is total energy you have got. So now retain your half mv square, that is kinetic energy, which is equal to, get your this to the other side. So it is half kx square, get your total energy to the right hand side. It will be minus half kx square and m. So now retain v here itself, which is equal to, put your square root, that is square of v. So v, only v we need, that is the velocity. V is equal to k by m into x square m minus x square. So this is the value of v, that is the velocity at intermediate position, how it is responding. And at equilibrium position, the velocity is of course 0. So v is 0. At intermediate position, the velocity is of this value. Now let us consider at equilibrium position. So at extreme position is done. At intermediate position is also done. Now let us consider the equilibrium position. So now let us consider at equilibrium position. At equilibrium position, x is said to be 0. So potential energy is given as half kx square, which will be 0, and kinetic energy is maximum at equilibrium point. So it is half mv square and it is subscript m. So the total energy is given as sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So total energy is given as half kx square m, and kinetic energy is half mv square subscript m plus potential energy is 0. So there and then itself you can cancel your. So on equating for v, you have got root of k by m into x square m. So this is the value of the velocity at equilibrium condition. Now let us plot a graph for this, that is displacement and energy graph. So energy and displacement graph, it is represented as this way. So it is displacement and this is nothing but the energy. So this is the intermediate condition over here, that is the position, that is equilibrium position. It is a equilibrium position. Now you have got a graph which says that these 2 points are here extreme conditions, negative as well as positive extreme conditions. So at the beginning, the kinetic energy is said to be 0 and the potential energy is said to be high. The potential energy at the initial conditions, it is increased, that is it is very high, and at the center it becomes 0 and again it increases. So this is the curve of potential energy U. Now kinetic energy is maximum at the extreme conditions and it comes out to be like this in this manner. So here this is the curve of kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy is said to be minimum and potential energy is said to be maximum at the extreme condition, which is shown by these 2 points. And this point represents that the kinetic energy as well as potential energy are present partly at the intermediate state, that is at the between, and at the ends it is said to be completely 0. So this is the graphical representation of energy displacement of the spring. So here ends our potential energy of the spring derivation. So in today's class, I had discussed about conservation of energy as well as potential energy of the spring. So the next topic will be covered in the next session of ours and under the same chapter, that is chapter 6, work, power, energy. Until then, have a good day. Thank you.